Hello, Internet. It is I, the Malik Aaron, and welcome back to Box Office Predictions. Today, we are going to be talking about A Mouthful of Air. So, as usual, we're going to be going over the pros and cons. So, let's get to it. Pros. Ooh, this is a little difficult. Well, I guess you can say our leading lady here, Amanda Seyfried, she's obviously well known. Like most people know who she is. She's extremely recognizable. I mainly remember her from Mean Girls, where her name was Karen Smith. Like she was like the dumb blonde. She had some very iconic lines, and I just realized her name was Karen. Thank God it was 2004. If this movie came out now, oh, I don't even want to imagine what the jokes that would have been made now. But yeah, Mean Girls was her breakout role. And then she's had some hits in the past, Mamma Mia, Dear John, Letters to Juliet. Let's see, she was in Les Mis, Melanie Star of the West, Tattoo. Well, those really weren't big hits. She was in Pan? What? I didn't even know that. It's weird. Yeah, after that, it's just been kind of just dead, with the exception of Mamma Mia 2. So yeah, although she is recognizable at least, people know who she is. So I'll give her that. But I guess we can talk about all her other bombs when we get to the cons. But she's a recognizable face. That's all this movie has going for it. So that's a pro. That's it. That's it. I can't think of anything else. I can't. So let's go right to the cons. Okay, going back to Amanda Seyfried. You might as well. Yeah, I already said like she's had some hits in the past, but ooh, her recent track record is not been good at all. But let's just go back to the past here. Jennifer's Body, which although now is considered an underrated film, back then it tanked, relatively speaking. It did bad. And then In Time underwhelmed, at least in the States. Red Riding Hood underwhelmed. Gone bombed. Big Wedding bombed. Million Ways to Die in the West was a disappointment. Tattoo was underwhelming. Pan was a disaster. Love the Coopers. Who even remembers that movie? And I know I don't. Yeah, then after that it is just nothing. Although with Scoob, that probably would have done much better if the pandemic didn't happen. So I don't blame. I don't want to count Scoob because that movie was screwed heavily. But still, yeah, it's just her track record overall is just not been good, especially as a leading lady. It's even worse. So I would consider that a con. Her lackluster overall track record. So that's con number one. Con number two, the release dates. Halloween weekend, one of the worst weekends of the entire year. This is where movies go to die. And unlike the last two movies I talked about, Antlers and Last Night in Soho, this isn't a horror movie. So it is going to plummet, or at least have a really bad time on Sunday, which is Halloween. And actually the weekend as a whole. So yeah, that's another con. It's Halloween weekend, which has a real stigma around it. So yeah, that's another con. Another con. I found out what this movie was about. It was about post mortem depression, which not the best subject matter. It's not the type of subject matter that'll excite people, get them hyped. Yo, it's not. And with a movie like this, I don't think it's gonna be a fun night at the theater. It's kind of similar to what happens to The Last Duel, where that movie had a even harder subject to deal with, that being, rape. And that movie did terrible. And I think the reason why it did terrible was because of that subject matter. And while the subject matter here isn't as bad as that, it's still a turnoff. Nobody wants to watch a movie about depression. Who wants to watch a movie to get depressed? No one. Why would anyone do that? So, yeah, like that's an automatic con right there. The subject matter isn't appealing to general audiences. It's just not. So yeah, con, easy. Another con, it's just this movie's coming out on a weekend where there's already a ton of movies out in theaters. Venom 2, No Time to Die, Halloween Kills, Dune. And then you got all these movies coming out this weekend. And then you got next weekend where we have The Eternals, which is going to wipe out anything that came out in October. So, yeah, this movie is in a very bad place, and I think it's screwed. It's just screwed. There's nothing's going to save it. So, yeah, that's an automatic con right there. And as for its reviews, they're not terrible. They're like in the 60s, but I don't think the reviews are even gonna help it at all. Even if it had like 100% reviews, it still wouldn't help. And especially doesn't help that it's being released in so few theaters. Like its theater count is really weak. Like only 800 theaters. That's barely enough to be wide. So this movie has no chance in hell of success. So, yeah. All right, so opening weekend time, because it's in so few theaters and not to mention it has non-existent marketing. Um I think it's going to open with less than $1 million. I'm going to be generous. $900,000 opening weekend. So that's what I'm going with, and then total will probably be between 2 and 3 million. I could be wrong. This movie could do slightly better than that, but again, the competition is just way too much, and this will definitely, surely, fall through the cracks. So yeah, this movie is screwed. It's gonna be remembered by no one, and that's that. Oh, I hit the wrong one. Okay, 3 down, 2 to go. Still have to talk about My Hero Academia and French Dispatch. And then that'll be the end of October. Thank God. What was with this month? Started out with me. Like, it started out fine, talking about like 3 movies, and then one, and then two, and then two, and then the last month I have to last week I have to do 5. Like, what the hell is that? But, yeah. Yeah. Anywho, yeah, that's it. That's all. Make sure to subscribe, like this video, leave a comment, turn on notifications, share the whole drill. Want to check out more videos like this? I got a playlist on the homepage of all previous 2021 movies I've done this year. There's also the canceled series where I go over all the movies that were supposed to come out but didn't. All you can watch all 85 episodes. There's also box office recaps where I go over the box office results for any particular month. The October recap will come out first week of November, right before the Eternals. And yeah, that's it. That's all. I am out. Goodbye.